In the 40s, there was a husband, and he used to use a method of psychological torture on his wife, Ingrid Bergman, in the film Gaslight. He would turn up and down the gaslights so that she would question her own sanity and ultimately be under the grip of his power. Since that movie, we use that word quite frequently, gaslighting, to talk into the phenomenon of manipulation that has been normalised ever since. Institutionally, in schools, the children are gaslit. You're wrong. Don't do it that way. Why would you think that? You're stupid. Or men do it. It's just bants. It's just banter. Don't mean it. Don't be so sensitive. I mean, you're gay. All this stuff. Whatever form of denial of someone's reality, it's psychological torture. To give you the idea that you're bad, wrong, and to be in some kind of way chastised, punished, rejected, essentially your whole life threatened because somebody else doesn't want you to think what you're thinking and be how you're being. Gaslighting. Consistent, persistent denial of your reality and recruiting of other people to have you literally lose your mind and start behaving in ways that objectively, potentially, sometimes could seem unhinged. Slowly, have you had it? Do you do things or say things or not do things or not say things because you doubt yourself and how the world and his dog will respond? So you double down on doubt and worry, and those worthiness issues take you out at the knee, and you end up living a life that actually is not yours. Top regret of the dying. I wish I would have lived the life I wanted, not the life I thought other people expected of me. I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist, coach. I've worked for 30 years globally with all different kinds of people, and I teach self-mastery. To master what you think, what you feel, and what you do, so that you can have a life where you do not end up saying those things on your deathbed. My name's Poppy. I'm unaffiliated. I work for you. And I work for you because of gaslighting. Because freedom of speech is an inalienable right. God-given. However, the healthcare professions don't acknowledge freedom of speech. We're not supposed to do that. So that's a fundamental breach of human right that I respect and would like. And what I know is every client I've ever had for 30 years has some very disturbed experience where gaslighting was present, where the way that their brain conceived of new ideas was wrong in the eyes of the school system, and they were made to feel stupid, bad, or worse. People do it to each other. I'm a couples therapist as well. I didn't say that. I didn't say it like that, and so on. We have a gross reality in our world where we don't have courage. Courage and vulnerability are the same thing, as Brené Brown, clinical psychologist, says, because we can't predict the outcome on either. This is vulnerable and this is courageous because I don't know what you're going to do with it. However, I know my intention, which is that you could take this and somehow benefit, because I imagine it's hurt you to doubt and question yourself, and doubly hurt you, if not disturbed you, if not been part of the reason for your mental illness or your dis-ease or your physical ailments, because you can't separate mind and body. And therefore maybe you could release yourself from the grip of some kind of, if you're not me, you're bad, you're wrong, and I will recruit other people to make sure that you feel ashamed. I am bad, the whole of me. We're letting our culture get away with it. How's it working at your end? Humans have worthiness issues deep in our core. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of that salary. I'm not... What we do not need is a culture that we play into, that when something is off, when something doesn't feel right, when you're having a human response to something, you are in some kind of way gaslighting yourself, or someone around you is colluding with you being gaslit. with. How is it helping you to doubt you? Hand on heart, 2 seconds. Any question you ever have, ask your heart. The heart brain, the heart develops before the brain. This is your higher self, God, the universe, the descended masters, you name it. Wisdom. 2 seconds. Someone says something to you and you're like, I don't know, go to your heart. Once you're in your head, that's ego, that's fear. So long-winded, oh my God, judgment, that's ego. You and I both know that the last time you made a decision through fear, it was the wrong one, correct? We get to make decisions from here. You get to hear you, you get to listen to you. And I'll give you this beautiful example from my friend Mary of health, mental wellness, rather than gaslighting. I asked her to do something for me, to write something, and she messaged me today and said, Pop, have I missed the date? And I said, yep, 2 days ago we submitted. She said, I'm really sorry. And I said, it's okay, Mary. And she said, no, it's not okay. I said I would do something for you, Poppy, and I didn't do it, and I'm really sorry. That's very poor form. I said, Mary, this is why I love you so much. Her integrity is right on the money. What she's thinking, what she's feeling, and what she's doing is aligned. She's responsible. She's authentic. She's a healthy, functional adult soul who knows about moderation and boundaries. She has the ego strength to be able to put her hand up and say, I got it off there, I'm sorry, and do better. And what she didn't do is a catalogue of, but this happened and that happened and all the things to justify why she was on poor form. She just said, Pops, I'm sorry. And I know she'll do better. We do that. That's the integrity bond for our relationship, is we tell the truth and we do better when we get it off, and we discuss everything that's important to us, and we give feedback, because we would both like to learn and grow and be more responsible, happy, healthy adults, so that we can be part of peace on earth, not warmongering. Warmongering, the things we think, the things we deny in other people, and the way we go around life, and we end up with the statement, I wish I had courage. I wish I had the courage to live the life I wanted rather than the life that other people expected of me. If you're doubting and worrying, it's human. If you're not saying things though, and you're not doing things though, because you fear that you essentially will lose your life, which is what we do fear, we're tribal. So if we have a sense that people are going to move away from us, reject us and so on, our life is at risk, psychologically speaking. These are psychological torture techniques that we allow to happen, and we witness them, we normalize them, we walk on by, we let it happen with our children, with our people that are supposed to love us. People you're supposed to love. I'm sure you've walked on by, because it's been a cultural grooming. I don't recommend it. And the reason I am a therapist and psychologist and coach is because I was so gaslit that I wanted to master it so I could have your back. Please be gentle. Ask yourself, is my reality being doubted in some kind of way? Am I being invited to doubt myself? Because my response isn't convenient for someone else who most likely doesn't have the ego strength or the emotional integrity or morality to take ownership of the way they're behaving. So it suits them if I'm bad and wrong, so then they don't have to look at themselves and live in a way that's respectful to other human beings. I'll just let them get away with torturing people because they can. And I'll be one of those people on my deathbed wishing that I had a different life. The courage, we all have it. It's right there. And you'll feel good wearing it, I promise you. I've been doing this 30 years. You're welcome. If you want to hear more on this, pop part 2 in the chat and I will do one for you. Sending enormous love. Like, follow, all the things, and I'll see you again.